Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim, and thank you all so much for all the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. So today we'll be talking something very important, and it's about the tunnel that was discovered in New York City, leading to a Jewish synagogue. And a lot of people are asking questions. Why was there a tunnel leading to a synagogue, and that tunnel is illegal? And about 8 people already have been arrested in connection to that. And I am asking, why is it that there is a whole tunnel leading to a synagogue, and all these years nobody ever discovered that? And it's also been said allegedly that some young people are being SA there and all that. But we are also waiting and hoping that the police come up with all the informations they have and all that, make sure that a lot of people are also arrested, everybody involved in it, because that is an illegal thing. And knowing that some people already complained that they used to hear noises on the ground, but people, they didn't know what was going on. So for them it was like, when you were in between, is this fiction or is this real or something? So they were like, we used to hear some noises, but like we weren't sure. Well, we thought like it was our imagination that was playing us and all that. And this is not me being anti-Semitic, because a lot of people are already saying that we have already so much. We do not so much like the Jewish already, and now everybody is about to spread some anti-Semitic wherever. Please, it is not somebody being, it is me also reporting what I saw that is going on. You know what? Let's get into this.
Did you hear about the Jewish temple that was busted here in New York City that had an underground tunnel that led to where underage children were being trafficked? 2024 is a year of truth. This is the year where the first shall be last and the last shall be first. This is the year where all cults that are religions are going to be broken down in front of the world. Because it's one thing for your Bibles and your principles to say one thing, but how you live your life, that shows if God is truly in you and not the book that you cram so well. It's so sad because we can't even protect our own children. It was connected to the Jewish temple, the place that's supposed to be so pure. Out of all the Jews that were there at the time when the police arrived, to my knowledge, only 8 were arrested. The problem with this world is it continues to protect evil. But in this year, 2024, you can no longer protect, you can no longer hide, you will be exposed. 2024 is the year of truth, the year of vindication. I pray for those children because there is no amount of therapy that can ever erase those traumas. So when these children grow up to be a menace to society, you're quick to throw them in asylums, you're quick to throw them in prisons, but you weren't there for moments like these where their innocence as youth have been taken. Many of us around the world have countless stories of being violated as children. Then you wonder where the LGBTQ community comes from. You wonder where the trans community comes from. I've said this before and I've said this again. All of that comes from pain, trauma, and unhealed trauma. Now, I'm not saying that it only affects the LGBTQ community or those that are trans. Not at all. But every day, it's important to be kind because you just never know the battles that people are facing and the demons that they're fighting. A lot of people mask their pain so well, and so many have learned to turn their pain into power, but others choose to turn their pain into poison. and to use that, because hurt people hurt people. I pray for your healing. I pray for your peace. I pray for your restoration and faith in humanity. Because right now, those children are broken. I know what that pain feels like. There's so many who have stories to tell, and their stories go unheard. Because many times you don't believe them. I pray for their sanity. I pray that they don't want to take their own lives. Because that pain and that trauma, it takes God to see you through. It really does. And not the one that they allegedly pray to, because how can you say you have a synagogue where you come to say prayers, meanwhile you're going under a tunnel to go and molest children? People like you deserve execution. Prison is a slap on the wrist. People who violate children and violate women should not exist. These children need to see justice be served. But time and time again, we see people get away with such evil, and we wonder, is God truly there? I pray that they get heavy, heavy consequences for their actions. I pray for a better world, one that is just, because justice must and should be served. They should not get away with this because of the color of their skin. They shouldn't get away with it because they're Jews. And let's be clear that Igbos in the Banye are the real Jews, not you. You're the fraud. And that's why you're being exposed in front of the world, because none of your principles align with how you truly live your lives. And God will continue to expose your cults, because what you're running is a cult, as a religion. And it's blasphemy to put God's name to it. They deserve to rot in hell.
So we have another story of dudes failing and flailing. Several men arrested after dispute over secret tunnel in Brooklyn Synagogue. A group of men belonging to a Hasidic Jewish community in New York were arrested on Monday amid a dispute over an illegal tunnel secretly dug into the side of a historic synagogue, which has since been closed. Action by law enforcement after the tunnel came to light led to a brawl between police and those who had created the passageway and wanted it to remain. The Chabad Lubavitch World Headquarters, located in Brooklyn's Crown Heights neighborhood in New York City, was in chaos on Tuesday as Jewish leaders and police faced off against what Rabbi Modi Seligson, a spokesperson for the Chabad, called a group of extremist students. The building was once home to the Orthodox Jewish movement's leader, Rabbi Menachem Mendel Schneerson, and draws thousands of visitors each year. Schneerson led the Chabad Lubavitch for more than 4 decades before his death in 1994, reinvigorating a Hasidic religious community that had been devastated by the Holocaust. Seligson said the rebel students from within the movement had secretly broken through the walls of a vacant building behind the headquarters, creating an underground passage beneath a row of office buildings and lecture halls that eventually connected to the synagogue. A construction crew was brought in on Monday to fix the damaged walls, but was met with protests from the students who had created the tunnel. Those efforts were disrupted by the extremists who broke through the wall to the synagogue, vandalized the sanctuary in an attempt to preserve their unauthorized access. The reason for the tunnel's creation remains undisclosed. So some people are saying they were trying to make it to go over to the woman's side of this community. A New York Police Department spokesperson said officers were called to the building on Monday in response to a disorderly group that was trespassing and damaging a wall. Those allegedly responsible for constructing the tunnel were arrested for criminal mischief and criminal trespass for obstructing governmental administration, according to the spokesperson for the NYPD. If these dudes are trying to create a Revenge of the Nerds, a Hasidic Jewish community edition, then I can understand what is going on. Because otherwise, what are they doing? Why are they building an illegal tunnel? And why did it take so long before they got caught? Who knows? I'm sure there will be more information coming out later. You guys go ahead, jump in the comments. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.
Hey, what's up, TikTok? All right, so look, we back with another one, right? So a secret tunnel was discovered under a historic Jewish synagogue in Brooklyn, New York, after locals reported hearing weird noises beneath their homes. When authorities pulled up to shut it down, chaos ensued between the NYPD and the men who allegedly used it. Now, I don't know if y'all seen the videos about this. The hashtag is called Jewish Tunnels, on Twitter and stuff like that. But like supposedly, it was like at least 50 to 100 Jews fighting the NYPD over these tunnels, right? And when the NYPD went inside these tunnels, man, they just found some strange stuff. They found like a mattress with blood stains. Like they literally pulled out a mattress with some blood stains in it. And it's a more in-depth video of the tunnels too. Like if you go inside the tunnels, you find like an abandoned baby stroller, abandoned baby car seats, like all types of weird stuff, and like even allegedly it leads to P. Diddy mansion. You feel me? Now let me stop. I just added that last thing. But like the whole situation altogether is kind of weird. And if you're not from New York, you're probably not gonna understand. But like Jews having an underground tunnel in New York is kind of understandable. They own damn near half the real estate in New York. You feel me? So they got all the blueprints and stuff like that for the underground and stuff like that. You feel me? So I kind of can see this happen. A lot of people are alleging that it's like Satanism going on, some pedophilia is going on. Like kids is being touched on or they having some satanic rituals. I'm not too deep and invested in what was going on in them tunnels. Supposedly it also led to like a woman's locker room or a woman's bathhouse or something like that. So they was on some peeping Tom type of time. You feel me? Regardless of the fact, man, if you got a whole bunch, like if you got a whole community using these tunnels to like do some weird, strange stuff, bro, like come on, you can't just be calling us anti-Semitic or like you can't just be calling us crazy for thinking this, bro. Like y'all all using these tunnels, bro, to do what? To do what? You feel me? Like, come on, if it quack like a duck and move like a duck, it's a duck, you heard? But nah, man, y'all let me know what y'all think about this, man. I just thought this was an interesting story. I ain't never even see it. Like, I lived in New York my whole life. I thought it was caves and stuff like that, but I never knew it was like some tunnels, some underground tunnels. Like, I thought maybe some rat people, like some real life creatures, rat creatures probably existed, but I wouldn't have thought Jews was using tunnels and stuff like that, you feel me? But man, y'all let me know what y'all think about this, man. Yo, like, follow, do all that good stuff. Leave a comment, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this, you heard?
Okay, I can't sleep because apparently 2024 just dropped another banger. Hold on to your britches. Oh, apparently these Hasidic Jews, they had a secret tunnel that led to their synagogue in New York City. Tunnels, illegal tunnels in New York City. New York City, that's always on alert for terrorism. Look. So they found the tunnel and the concrete mixers, they showed up to like fill the holes because hello, it's dangerous to dig a tunnel underneath the city. And knowing that New York, every time it rains, it floods. The streets are soft, okay? And here's this 50-foot long tunnel under the city. And then for a little razzle dazzle, they got in a scuffle with law enforcement. They were fighting with the police. There's one, he's getting arrested. This is insanity. It's 10 days into 2024. So much has happened. So much is happening. This is wild. Like, is this life or is this Black Mirror? Is this reality? I'm not even done yet. And apparently people were complaining that they heard noises underneath their homes. There were like people talking. Like, can you imagine telling everybody, guys, there's noise underneath. There's noise underneath me. There's chatter. And now this news comes out. I'll be calling everybody, be like, hello, I told you I wasn't crazy. I told you I wasn't crazy. There were people underneath digging tunnels.
So by now, I'm assuming that everybody has already heard about those secret tunnels that they found connected to a Jewish temple in New York. Now, before I even get into the story, I just want to say that the word Jewish is not anti-Semitic. This video is not anti-Semitic. I'm just simply reporting something that I discovered, and it makes my stomach hurt. I also want to give a trigger warning for abuse, SCX abuse, and SCX abuse of children. Now, when I first seen the video, it was just like a bunch of chaos. It was a bunch of, I couldn't really figure out what was going on, but something that I did notice was the soiled mattress. So somebody in the comments, I came across this on Twitter, somebody in the comments said that that was human waste on the mattress. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? And somebody posted this article in relation to that soiled child mattress. The article is so disturbing, you guys. I'm going to have to redact like 80% of it. So I do implore you to go read it on your own. But as you can see by the headline, it is extremely, extremely graphic. As a matter of fact, in an effort to not get this video flagged, I'm going to suggest to pause and read this. Also this, pause and read. Hold on, let me get out the way. Now this article was published in 2013. I was unable to find any updated information on Rabbi Rosenberg. The latest I've seen on him was in 2020. The article had went on to say that he received lots of death threats, as well as he was attacked with bleach after this article was published. And to date, he has been the only person to blow the whistle on what was going on behind the scenes in his community. He was completely ostracized from his community. This is the most graphic article that I've ever read. I do implore you, like I said, please go read this article just to educate yourself as to what was going on, because initially when I seen the video, it just seemed like it was just a bunch of chaos. I had no idea that this was the real story behind all of that madness. They said that it was so many things that was found that was of children that was connected to that time. He said there was also an entrance that was right next to the Jewish Children's Museum. You guys, my stomach is so sick. Have you guys heard about this? If anybody has any information on Rabbi Rosenberg, can you please send it to me? Because I just want to check on his well-being. This is so concerning. And I am so, I don't even know. I don't have the words, but shout out to him for having the courage to go against a whole community, I'm so, this is crazy.
You have to look at the history of some of the real estate, like the three main boroughs. That's the oldest, actually, for Manhattan, well, it's Uptown, Lowtown, including Harlem, the Bronx, and Brooklyn. A lot of times they originally had lived, and I'm referring to the Jewish community. They used to live predominantly in Brooklyn. And you notice that anytime anybody owns a property of a real estate, especially if it's a brownstone, you notice those brownstones never get collapsed, never get caved down, never be renovated or whatever. No, they're mostly renovated inside, but they keep the structure because, number one, it's historical. Because half of those buildings have been built from years ago. And not only that, they have secret passages, especially in Harlem. If you go to a brownstone, you will see underground tunnels and stuff, because back in the days when they had Prohibition, the Great Depression and stuff, and when they were smuggling immigrants and finding, because back in the days they were like renting everywhere, on top of the rooftop, underneath the thing, whatever, especially with bootleg alcohol and stuff, because everybody was in it. Okay? Whether it was in the black culture, Jewish culture, whatever. And those speakeasies, when people having parties and doing secret things and hiding stuff underneath the tunnel or whatever. Now, I'm not surprised about them having secret tunnels and things like that, because we have been talking about it very long ago. Okay, in the 80s, 90s, and even earlier than that. that they always have secret tunnels. Like, if let's say one of them gonna get arrested, the next minute you don't find them. They always tell them that, oh, they went to the other side, they went somewhere else or whatever. You never see them go to jail. If you do see them to go to jail, it's once in a blue moon. Well, they said that they have found some tunnels. There was a riot going on, I think last night or today or whatever the situation was in New York. There's always stuff in New York. So they said it was in a synagogue, a place where they worship. They found tunnels and everything. They said it was a group of radicals who basically ratted them out about some tunnels and stuff, and they showed the tunnels. Now, here's one of them that they found. Okay? Now imagine if they have people in there. I'm just saying, and that could be the reason where allegedly where there's human trafficking and all that stuff going on, where you can't even find your kids or whatever. No, for real. I wouldn't put nothing past them. What's the purpose of them having these tunnels? But some of these tunnels are old, meaning that these tunnels were there before where they could stash stuff and everything. You know, they need to start investigating them, and they need to start investigating all these synagogues and stuff, because they're the only ones in this state will be untouchable. They can do whatever thing, say anything or whatever. That's why they always want their little community. They don't want to be around no other community. If you have a house that's worth value, they're ready to want to pick up your house. Yeah, and all kinds of stuff to flip it and all that stuff like that. Especially if you live in Brooklyn, you live in the Bronx. If they know you own a brownstone, it's like a bag of gold for them. No, for real. And this was happening in New York. I think it was taking place today or yesterday. Okay? I'm telling you, it's like everything that comes to the dark comes to light. It's a season where every truth starts coming out.
The finding of a tunnel leading into a synagogue was inevitably going to lead to misinformation being spread or speculated. For those of you who are new, hi, welcome. My name is Mallory, and I discuss everything from the intriguing to the downright unethical. It's also hard to raise awareness on topics like this, so there will be some words that I maybe don't use, just so there is more potential for this to get further. And I'm going to do my best to pronounce everything correctly, because the anti-Jewish rhetoric going on isn't okay. So let's talk that. If I am understanding this wrong, I hope that somebody in the comments will correct. First things first, the tunnel is illegal. It absolutely should not have been dug. What's more is this has been a long-standing feud. On one side, you have the Chabad Lubavitch, aka the owners of the building, have had a long-standing feud with an extremist splinter sect that opposes their ownership of that building. And when I say long-standing, this isn't like a recent thing. This is like Lord of the Rings extended director's cut edition, because courts ruled on the ownership in 2006, and it goes way back even before that. And they are the ones tunneling their way in. The primary reason that the splinter sect is actually opposing the ownership of this building within this community is because they believe that a rabbi who died in 1994 is the Messiah. And if there is one thing the anonymous people of Q love, it's fueling the conspiracy theory flame. So let's bring a few facts to the surface. Original news sources had stated the tunnel may have led to a women's bathroom, which was out of service because they found the tunnel in December. And like an Olympian with a torch, people ran with that narrative. They're not a group of perverts. Again, yes, I would love to say the real word, but getting this information out there is far more important to me, because they're also not a group of human highwaymen trying to divert traffic. And what's being reported is that these men were attempting to connect the synagogue to a historic ritual bath. I'm going to watch the story. I will bring more information when that comes around. However, it's my understanding that this synagogue is not just randomly dropped into Brooklyn City and is surrounded by a strong Hasidic community. So let's talk about the tweet. I'm not going to put them up, but if you haven't seen them, essentially someone photoshopped a bunch of tweets. From what I can find, there's no information showing their validity. There are Fox News reporter tweeting that he believes somebody's tunneling under his home. Then an update where he claims they're Jewish and that he can hear them speaking Hasidic. And it all culminates into him saying, "I told you so, and you all owe me an apology because I was right." So again, I'm just going to emphasize that Google is free. It takes 2 seconds to fact check. In fact, when I pulled the image up, it actually said that X, or formerly Twitter, could not verify the validity of these tweets. But essentially, this story is being used to promote anti-Jewish sentiment. And if you follow Tunnel Girl, even she had a reason for digging a tunnel. Neither situation is right. But it's interesting because evidently this is a huge thing. There are people who just mole their way around the ground every single day. And evidently they've all got reason.
A group of Hasidic Jews were arrested yesterday when a secret tunnel was found dug into the side of a famous synagogue in Brooklyn.
Secret tunnel through the boroughs. Secret tunnel. Minhara, ba'adama. Minhara. Bro, what the hell is up with January 2024 and people getting busted for tunnel scandals?
So this is all I got from this video. And when I saw that, I had so many questions to ask, but then I don't think there is anybody that will answer all of that. And I am happy that the tunnel was kind of discovered, because I don't know how a synagogue will have a secret tunnel. And what are they doing with that tunnel? How did people create the tunnel, and who created the tunnel? You know, all these are what we need the cops to ask and find out question. And allegedly, that some young are being SA'd or something. But I mean, this is something that it's very hard to talk about, you know? I don't know how true all these are, not until probably we hear from the cops, but then maybe the cops might end up not even saying anything. And to my own understanding, I heard that there were just only 8 people that had been arrested in connection to that. We need everybody, everybody that is involved in that secret tunnel. And if that mattress they have there is being used to, do some horrible things to underage or growing up kids, everybody should face the law. And I keep asking it, why is it that the Jewish got so much power in United States? I really don't know why. But then people saying that they have so much real estate in New York City and all that. So we're like, it's they have so much real estate, so it is okay to discover. I don't think it's okay to discover a tunnel leading to a synagogue. It is not okay. So anybody that is saying it's okay because they have so many real estates and all that there, I don't know, but it is illegal. Having a tunnel connected to anywhere, to your church, it's an illegal construction. It is an illegal thing. And then knowing that people have been saying that they've been hearing a noise coming up from on the ground. There are some things you hear or you see, you think maybe there are spirits or something. But then digging deep, there are humans, because people already raised aware, like said before, that they used to hear noises coming out on the ground and all that. So, the noises that was coming out on the ground was not, it was real. It wasn't a fiction, because at some point they were thinking it is not real. Maybe it is their brain, or maybe just, and some might think it's a haunted place. But it is not a haunted place. People are doing this. And I hope that everything that is hidden comes to light, and for them to be caught, for that illegal tunnel to be discovered. I hope that everybody that is in connection with it, and anybody that is also doing illegal thing through there, be fished out. So that is all I got to say. Thank you so much. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye for now.